Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some RuneScape, shall we? Ethrun, Toxic. Good evening, my friends, good to see you. We are working on this quest here called the Lord of Vampyrium. And we're here in Darkmire by the Blisterwood tree with my buddies, the Myarchy. Hey, Grimjaw, good evening, my friend. And we need to talk about how it is that we're going to go about taking down the big bad boss of the vampires. So, let's see what we can do. The quest tells us that we want to talk to Velioff in particular, but let's just talk to everybody in here and get the details. So, Sophalon, this tree. I think I remember it, finding my parents' shrine, that pendant. Oh, I already did talk to him about this. It's like it unlocked a door in my mind. Authorite and Acertes planted the first of these trees together, and I think I was with them when they did, even helped them. I must have been very young. The memory is so vague and fuzzy, but being near it makes me feel safe. I've instructed everyone to make sure they're well armed. This tree can protect us still when we make our move. Lord Drakon murdered my family and turned their kingdom into a nightmare. It gives me comfort to know my mother's tree will soon end him. I shall avenge their deaths. That's wonderful. You know, chronologically, we've probably talked about this before, and it's all speculation at this point. Wow. Yes, I guess his, angelic blood is why he's so tall. Sophalon towers over above my character. Look at how big he is. Grim, there's an option that you can now select in the settings to make the quest dialogue take up the whole, or just any dialogue like that, take up the whole bottom of the screen. Kind of like the mobile interface. So it makes it more, dramatic. It's a larger thing. I like it. It's easier to read. Let's see. Here's Velioff. I'll talk to him, but I kind of want to talk to everybody else first. One of the things that I was just kind of speculating about is, so, Sophalon's parents, the, angel beings, as it were, they were here. And then the Vyres came and took them down. Now, I don't know if the Vyres predated the portal that Guthix opened to allow humans to enter Gielinor. And, if the angels predated them, or if they were, existing at the same time. I'm not really sure. But it's interesting to wonder about, where were the Vyres previously, and, did they come from someplace else, or how did they get here? And no, Grim, I'll figure it out. If it hasn't been presented, I'm just kind of thinking out loud. I'm sure they'll tell me later, but it's interesting. Okay, thank you, though. I appreciate that. Let's talk to Vertita. What you making there? Before he disappeared, Flagian designed a new crossbow for me, repeating, fires Blisterwood stakes. Wow, that's cool. Thank you, Grim. I appreciate it. Did you ever find out what happened to Flagian? Not for certain. We looked into some rumors about an over-tithing who'd been sent to the mines, all sorts. Didn't find anything concrete. That's what it's like here. So, you think he's dead? He's not the type for a triumphant, heroic return. If he's not dead, I doubt we'll ever see him again. I find it more comforting to think of him as dead rather than a coward. and I'll honor his memory with this new crossbow. I've named it Scrooty, because that's what any Vire I find within its sight is. Or maybe he means Scroot, like the silent E. That the Vire in the sights is Scroot. How could I make a blisterwood stake thrower crossbow? Well, first fletch a blisterwood stalk from this tree here. Then combine blisterwood stalk with sylvthrill limbs. You craft sylvthrill crossbow limbs much like a sylvthrill chain in a furnace from a silver bar and a mithril bar. The nearest furnace is northeast of Darkmire. Add a crossbow string and you'll be ready to scroot these Vires to the wall. Nice. Farewell. I don't think I'll make that weapon, although it sounds pretty sweet. And this is Mecritus Ahara. Do you think this plan is gonna work? We only recently found a way to even kill normal Vires, but Lord Drakon? It's all happened so fast. Virewatch, Vanstrom, Ranus. We've got some good momentum going here, and Venescula's with us. Yeah, but it's Lord Drakon. What do you actually know about him? Well, nothing really. No one has ever seen or heard of him for centuries, not even Venescula. We've got enough to worry about with what we can see in front of us. Don't waste energy worrying about the unknown. Mina, good evening. I'm sure it'll be fine. I guess. I mean, how hard can he be, right? He's only the toughest Vire who's been resting for centuries. Alright. Kale, what's up, man? You've been here before, right? In Darkmire, I mean. Surrounded by all these Vires. I have. I had a disguise. Actually, I think I might be wearing the disguise. More than once. Don't worry. They don't come in here. Doubly so since Venescula warned them away. I'm scared. Of the Vires? Of Drakon? Well, yes, obviously those. But I'm more scared of letting everyone down. Like I did before when Andice. Just keep that in mind when we're up against Drakon. You'll do okay. We're all in this together. Try to remember that. Okay, I'll try. Thank you. Alright. What else we got over here? We got... Vanstrom is over here. This tree is amazing. Miraculous, even. That it's the very thing we need to defeat the Vires. Surely that's a sign. How do you feel chopping off parts of it? It feels right. No, not right. Righteous. The tree recovers, given time, and it provides us with protection from evil. You think all Vires are evil? Well, I used to. It's what Drezel always taught me. If they weren't, why would Saradomin have blessed the entire salve to imprison them? Plus, seeing the state of Mireditch and everything we've been through, it's hard to not think of them as evil. But hearing about how the Columbarium is freeing those poor human souls trapped in vampiric bodies, and that we wouldn't have made it anywhere near this far without the help of Lady Venescula. Lord Drakon hasn't been seen for so long. What if he's not as bad as everyone's made out? Well, okay. Are we doing the right thing here? When the time comes, Ivan, you'll know what the right thing to do is. Polmafi. Wait, no, come back here. The Arboretum is truly remarkable. It must take a lot of maintenance to keep intact, with the tree constantly poking holes in it. Fascinating. It is. How are you finding being out in the field? It's an eye-opener, I could tell you that. I'm more used to staying back at the base and offering strategic insight. Seeing all the suffering here firsthand paints everything in a new light. That being said, I did initially advise Velioff against this course of action. We exist in cells for a reason. To commit all of us to this one action is risky. But that Lady Vire isn't wrong. Strategically speaking, this is our best opportunity to defeat arguably the most dangerous vampire in recorded history. With him gone, we've won. So this is our final push, and us all going improves our odds of success. But it hinges on Venescula upholding her end of the bargain to free humans and find a new source of blood. True, but whatever her intentions, it makes strategic sense for us all to be rid of Lord Drakon first. Yeah, it's a big gamble. Radagad. Dr. Incompetent. Radagad. I made these. The sickles. Think they'll do the job? Let's see. Blessed silver, nice and sharp, and are those blisterwood handles? They are indeed. I made one of these beauties for Velioff too, but I'm going in swinging. What's the carving on the blades? H and S. It's for Harold and Sani, so they'll be with us in spirit too. Apostate, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. All right, Velioff, what you got? So this tree is our deliverance. I'm glad I got to see it at least once before I died. Yikes. It does kind of feel like that. It feels like as we're talking to all of these different Myarchy, like you get, at least I'm getting some vibes of, you know, while Guthix sleeps with the heroes that got annihilated in the quest to stop the wicked Majorat from trying to ascend, and then the flappy dragonkin. It didn't go well for everybody there. Or even when we tried to send the heroes to apprehend the Majorat at the castle, at the outpost in the north, when we lost basically everybody. Feels like that too. You can now use blisterwood logs to make dual-wield sickles, a wand and an orb, and a stake thrower crossbow and ammo. Do you think this plan is a bad idea? Yes. And I don't care if you trust Venescula or not. I don't. The way Safalon defends her, you'd think him a love-struck teenager. I'm worried about him too. He's different since he got back. He seems more reckless. So maybe the Berderat order should stay behind, or at least hang back here? And let Safalon go in alone? No chance. Look, we'll play it safe. Safalon's team will be the ones to spring the trap. My team will hang back from the fight in case things go wrong. That's a great idea. Hey, Firefly, good evening, my friend. I started with the free version of RuneScape and eventually worked up to membership. I mean, it makes sense they want to keep the cells alive. I get it. But this is an all or nothing. And if it does go wrong, we'll cover their retreat. Paul Maffey has crafted some teleport tablets to give us a quick escape, should we need one. What do you need me to do? Right now? Well, we're going to need some vampire disguises so we can get in unnoticed. I don't think your Darkmire outfit is going to cut it with the nobles. We'll need something more prominent, like House Dracan personal guard uniforms. Posing as Firewatch, the nobles should mostly ignore us, but we can't look out of place. That's right, Distro. I actually got to membership with only the help of my friends for a long time. It was amazing generosity from Distro and others who gave me bond upon bond so that I could do the membered content. And it's been just such a generous community. And even when I got my third age die, it was Arctic Gaming who purchased it from me to make sure I got a fair price and a good deal for it, and was able to use that to bankroll membership for the foreseeable future. It's fantastic. So I like the idea of sneaking around, but posing as Firewatch seems like it will be difficult because most of the Firewatch that I have seen have wings and fly and look like bat humans, but maybe we can, with a little makeup. Any suggestion of where to find some? Exactly, Distro, wasn't it? It's been such an amazing journey. I'm so grateful for everyone. It's been such a good time, and I wouldn't be here without people stopping in periodically, just helping me out, throughout the entire journey. Hey, Kiva. Good to see you, my friend. We're planning to go take on Lord Dracan here, but we need some disguises, Kiva. That Overwatch Vire, Mornid, she's in charge of the Firewatch now. She should know. She should be waiting for us at the castle gate by now. Alright, so let's head there. I've got my disguise pretty much on, so I should be able to go over there. I've got real good rep. So this was where Vanstrom was, and let's see here. Suppose this is what we're looking for primarily. Nickman, how's it going? Not much, my friend. I just talked to all of the Myarchy about the plans, and now I'm going to go try to get some costumes. I don't suppose you know where I could find some spare Firewatch uniforms, do you? Vanstrom's old mansion is now mine. I have left some House Dracan uniforms in storage. I like how Overwatch Mornid, really profited from this. It's like, hey, thanks for taking out Vanstrom. I got some new digs. They're real nice. They've already been blood marked, which should mask your human scent. Well, thank you. That's great. Gotta get that blood mark. So this is a silly question, but, you see how, for example, Venescula is here in, bat form, but all of these Firewatch and Overwatch and, these, they can turn into humans if they wish. There's nobody who's, stuck in this form, right? And so it would make sense that sometimes, because it seems like they strut around here pretty much just, in their bat suit. I'm going in. Oh, okay. Thank you, Nickman. You find a bundle of Firewatch uniforms, enough for all of the Myarchy. That's great. Anything else in here for me to pilfer? Well, they took his desk away. They really emptied out Vanstrom's furniture. Mornid, no joke. Clean house. Clean set of affairs here. Makes sense. Oh. Somebody's got outed and is fighting vampires. Sweet. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's overrated, huh, Kiva? Nickman, you're saying I can only bring runes and the Blisterwood staff? Good place to come now to train instead of in the the Taverley dungeon or whatever is what you're saying? Yeah, that's cool. Alright, I'll go Blisterwood. And I've got air and I've got water. Let me get my spell set. Air Surge on. All good. Alright, let's talk to the company here. Nicely done, Lieutenant. Here's your disguise. Don't lose it, though. I'll have to charge you for a replacement set. What does that mean? If you're finished talking to the lads, I'll get these uniforms handed out and we can get this farce over with. Ready to proceed? What do you mean farce? Oh, that is cool, Mina. Yeah, that's important for them to always be aggressive because sometimes when I would go train, if the enemies don't attack you, you have to do a lot more work to kind of click and move around and stuff. It's nice when they just keep running at you. Oh, Farce is listening to Venescula. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready to proceed. Okay. Listen up, Myarchy. Thanks to this tree, we're equipped for the Vire slaying, and Lieutenant Dr. Incompetent has found us some Firewatch disguises. I'm going to send him ahead to scout our path to the castle gate and to inform Venescula that we're ready. I want you in teams of 2. Watch each other's backs in there, and we'll be fine. We'll be surrounded by Vires, but keep your wits, and try to fit in like Desmodus Van Von here. God, my name is so good. That is your vampire name, right? Yeah, they call me Desi Van Von. You know, just one of the gang. At the first sign that Venescula's leading us a merry dance, use your escape teleport and get out of there. But if she's on the level, that means we'll be facing off against the meanest, most dangerous Vire out there. I have to say, I'm kind of hoping secretly, although I know it won't go this way, for a nice incident like we had earlier in the game when we dispatched of a vampire, that they'll just, like, Lord Dracan will just be still asleep in the casket and we just put the stake through. Oh, thank you, Kiva. I will, my friend. I'm going to examine them. Know our target, Lord Lower Neil Vergidiad Dracon. I don't know if I've heard the Vergidiad. Maybe or Vergidiad. That's quite the handle. He goes by many names. The Scourge of Sanguinisti, the Prince of the Blood, the Lord of Vampyrium. Oh, that's right. That's right. Good point. Yes, let's do that. Sir Theodore, good evening. Now you know how I feel about people pumping themselves up with fancy titles. But this Vyre is the real deal. He will kill us all given the chance. Do not give him that chance. And remember the signals. Lieutenant Dr. Incompetent is the most experienced Vyre killer. So we're going by their judgment on this. If you think we should all retreat, just say, hang up the sickle, and we'll retreat here to our rally point. That's our safe word. But if you think we could take him, the signal to spring the trap is, bring in the harvest. Give him no quarter. I don't think we need a signal for the trap. I think give him no quarter is actually better. There's no confusion there. Are we clear, Myarchy? Now that didn't sound like a resistance group about to take out their biggest threat, did it? I said, are we clear? Sir, yes, sir. Yeah, that's the signal, Sir Theodore. That's what I need. I think it's in Discord. Sir Theodore, let me go try to find it really fast. Then it's over to you, Dr. Incompetent. Go inform Vanescula we're ready. We'll be right behind you. So let me change into the House Dracon Duds. There we go. And give me one moment here. Let me see if I can scare this up properly. All right. I'm going to bring this over onto the screen and share it with everybody. Van Von is ready to go. All right, so this is called The Old Blood. So I meant to read this, and I want to read it on stream so we get some extra info here. So let's go. Despite my efforts to purge it from my mind, the voice haunts me still. I write this to strengthen my resolve. Oh, you want dark mode? Okay. I have a lot of pages in here you go. Easier to see. There you go. In dark mode. I forgot to do this for the RuneScape wiki. Despite my efforts to purge it from my mind, the voice haunts me still. I write this to strengthen my resolve in moments of weakness, to affirm my heritage, my birthright, and what is mine by conquest, to remember who and what I am. I am Lower Neil, Vergidiad Dracon, Lord of Vampyrium. I am no one's slave. The doors of the temple were 3 times the height of a man and a full foot thick, carved from a vast oak in an age past, and engraved with intricate patterns and signs. Pilgrims would come for miles, it was said, simply to gaze upon their beauty and to contemplate the mysteries hidden within their interlaced lines and complex ideograms. They shattered and were rent asunder with a single blow. I crossed the threshold alone, for what had I to fear from the cult of a dead god and the fool who styled himself its pontifex? The expanse of the temple yawned before me, and there, of course, he stood, head bowed, hands on the altar between two smoldering censers, muttering prayers to his absent, empty lord. Azanadra, I roared, my voice filling the chamber. Zamorak demands your presence and your fealty. If not, your death will suffice. The temple guards stationed by the altar stood ready. They were unaccustomed to the sight of my true form. Their stances were too rigid, trembling as they held forth their halberds. The panicked beat of their hearts and short, frantic breaths betrayed them, loud in my ears, even as their faces, obscured by long ceremonial helms, remained unknowable, like him. So, yes, the Empty Lord. Did we hear about him? This is one of the old gods? This is prior to Zamorak? This is like Zero's time or before that time? I remember Azanadra or that name. Okay. I did some mini quests. Yeah, I think we did that one. I mean, maybe. I did a few quests. Okay, let's keep reading. So, I also don't remember if this was completely confirmed before, but Drakan was a follower of Zamorak. And I was wondering about this before. I know that when I first started the stream, I was just kind of like theory crafting, and Grim said he could tell me, but that it would be a spoiler and that I would find out later. But basically, I was trying to like do a timeline and piece together when did the celestial beings that Sapphiron comes from, at least through his mother, when did they arrive on Gielinor, and when did the Vyres arrive on Gielinor, and when did the Majorat arrive as well? Were they all here before Guthix brought people through the portal? Were they all from the same time, or were they from different periods? And then the other question, they all arrived with their gods in the Second Age. Okay. And see, the other question I had then is, after humans, but a long time ago. It's interesting, like, were the Vyres humans that got turned into vampires, or were they just like always already Vyres, and there was never like some human who had something happen as the first vampire or whatever? And then why Zamorak, like, for their fealty? I don't know. It's complicated. Like, is Zamorak like just Lord Voldemort, where you're incorporating like the giants and like all of the the Dementors and all of the scary other things out there into your army? All right. Anyway, just thinking, just a lot of stuff going on as I try to like, I need a RuneScape tier list for the power levels of the different gods and the different entities, you know, the different species, timelines. But I know that it's hard to do because I haven't seen it all yet. I'm just kind of like, anyway. Okay, thank you. That's what I figured. Okay, so, Drakon, why do you persecute my faithful? I hissed, no, it could not be him. Zeros was dead, slain by the hand of his foremost legatus, Zamorak. Whoa, Zeros is whispering. So, all right. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me go back. I got to get this right. Azanadra is the Majorat who wears all red when in human form that we restored the Temple of Zeros for at the archaeological dig site, right? And then, okay, so that would seem to suggest that Azanadra was like in with Zamorak at some point, or was that just like a ruse to avoid destruction until Zeros could be resurrected or something? Okay, thank you. Okay. Because from what I remember, Zeros was like whisked away to some, like, it's almost like in Superman with like the Phantom Realm or whatever. Oh, I've been logged out of RuneScape, it sounds like. Let me mute that for a second. Right. So it would follow. It seems like Vyres and Majorat, like if Azanadra is one of the most powerful Majorats, which we saw play out in Ritual of the Majorat, like, that definitely one of the more powerful ones there. And seemingly benign to me, or at least like friendly to me in to some degree, that the Vyres and the Majorat are like similar power level. I don't know. Anyway, interesting. Right. I do remember that. Did we get answers on why then that Zamorak was not attacked by the Dragonkin? That's kind of what I felt like, Sir Theodore. Like, because Zamorak was using not only the Staff of Armadil, but also the Stone of Joss, correct? And it didn't upset because all in due time. Okay, because it's like when Lucian tried to use the same things that Zamorak did, it was like he got destroyed by the Dragonkin. And so Zamorak must have been just that much more powerful. I guess anyway, just kind of like figuring it out. A Pisca Cat. Good evening, my friend. Okay. So anyway, let me just keep reading. I'm gonna I'll find out as I read and later. Okay. So Zeros was dead, slain by the hand of his foremost legatus, Zamorak, and yet the voice came. It crept Well, luckily, Episcocat, you haven't missed much in the Lord of Vampyrium quest. I'm reading this little story. Okay. And yet the voice came. It crept between the clink of mail surcoats that covered fragile human bodies. It whispered in the wake of Azanadra's low murmur. It echoed my own footfalls and chased my breaths like a sigh. The legatus placed a hand on my shoulder. You will hear his voice not only in the silences, but in laughter and cries, in the tumult of battle. One does not spend as long as we in his service and come away unchanged. Arise, Drakon, said Zamorak, and I stood to meet his gaze. That was the first and last time that I expect you to kneel before me. What, Azanadra? I called, shaking off the memory and stepping forth between the pews. Too busy prostrating yourself to greet an old comrade? A pious man knows when to defer to his betters, came the response, low and even. To his credit, Azanadra's voice betrayed no fear. He turned slowly, and I saw that his face was pale and drawn, his eyes sunken. It's part of being civilized, Drakon, he growled, grinding his teeth, of being more than a beast. Azanadra grimaced as I began my approach, and I see you're no longer concerned with maintaining any semblance of respectability. You look disgusting. The human guise I taught you has served you well, has it not? Lord Malachi of House Grazi laughed, deep and full, as I approached him and knelt. Indolent and corpulent, in ill-fitting maggot leather and dire bat fur, he lounged on his great throne, beneath the wall-mounted husk of a giant leechworm slain by his much-storied grandfather. By the blood! Is that you, Drakon? You have changed your form somehow. It is our effect of choice in House Drakon, my lord, taught to us by the stranger from afar. It is convenient in many ways, stranger from afar. Grazi snorted, leave your tribute and be gone. Hopefully, the rest of my vassals still have some self-respect. I inclined my head, words souring my mouth, as I knew my blood tribute would sour in his. Poison was an alien concept on Vampyrium, and Lord Grazi is so very resistant to change. I would be sure to transform fully when later, alone, he lay before me, mouth frothing, paralyzed, unable to close his eyes. By now, I was halfway down the temple nave. The human's breathing had quickened yet further, and one in particular struggled to maintain composure. Azanadra noticed, too, his eyes flicking quickly away from me and back again. Hold, Titus, he said, do not approach. But the human let out a high, tremulous cry and brought the brass pommel of his halberd staff down onto the flagstones with a long echo. He swept the palm of his hand, exposed beneath his steel brazier, up over the weapon's blade, and red tendrils began to wind together above his upraised hand. The arrival of your kind has changed this world forever. The forum grew silent, save for the shivering breaths of the human who knelt before me, naked but for a loincloth, eyes large and wet beneath a matted fringe, his bound arms upturned, as if in supplication. I stretched out my hand and turned my wrist. The man's eyes rolled upward, and he let out a long, hoarse gasp as his veins opened, thick red blood pulsing upward in languid gouts from his wrists. When I had drawn enough, for enough was what imperial law allowed us to take, I snapped my hand shut into a fist, coalescing the blood cloud and coagulating the blood in the thrall's wounds, allowing him to collapse, pale and limp. His chest barely moved with each shallow, gurgling breath, but he would live. I levitated the oscillating crimson orb above my left hand and presented it to the room. Cowled human initiates whispered to one another and scratched on slate tablets, and Magus Axius puffed thick green smoke from his long pipe, his facial tentacles curling around its shaft as they did when he was deep in thought. It would take the best of them a full year to master the fundamental principles of blood magic. For me, it was as breathing. Yeah, it is. The blood surged toward me with a sweep of the man's hand. With a sidestep and a circular motion, I drew the missile into my sphere of control. The guard was well trained, at least, and ran in the wake of his opening attack, halberd blade raised. Following the momentum of my circular deflection, I span my body and lashed out with the blood like a whip. My backhand blow struck true, and it coiled around the guard's neck. I stepped backward quickly and pulled, and, assisted by the guard's own forward momentum, I brought his head down on one of the pews with a resounding clang. Such was the force that he bounced back up, his broken helmet clattering to the ground before he fell, bleeding from a great welt on his forehead. Azanadra's shouted orders went unheard as three human voices shot through with primal fear and rage, raised in unified bloodlust, and the guards charged. I roared with glee and rushed to meet them. Slow, so slow. The first guard's halberd fell as if dragged through clay, and I darted beneath it, raking my claw through the man's torso without breaking my stride. I met the next one head on, shearing through her armor and flesh and tearing her arm from her body. Blood gushed and the woman's weapon clattered to the floor, but her remaining hand gripped my shoulder in its death spasm. I slowed, just for a moment, as ice crackled around my shoulder and neck, enough for a sharp impact to land between my wings, searing pain blossoming. You underestimate them. They have risen far, as have you. The pain was brilliant and stark as Sasha's needle pierced my wing flesh. The red sigils scribed there told sagas of my conquests. Mine, that of House Dracan, was now the old blood. All the tribes of Vampyrium now came under my rule, and yet it was but the beginning. The stranger from afar urged me to follow him, to come to a new world and aid him with his grand designs, as he had with mine. Oh, interesting. As we stood high on Vampyrium's cliffs, I surveyed my dominion in its raw beauty. The bloodwood copses just starting to bead with thick red sap, the lipid pools, the great leechworm warrens, and its sky soft red and bruised with purple cloud. The tattoo was complete, and Sasha's arms wrapped around my waist, teeth nipping at my shoulder. When would I return here? When would I be coming home? Something coating the blades, some newly devised compound perhaps, or simply water imbued to harm my kind. They had known that I was coming. I closed my eyes and focused only on the pain. I breathed deep, and with a short, sharp bark I pushed, driving my magical field outwards from my center. Ice shattered, and blackened blood spurted from the wound in my back. I turned to see my attacker staggering backwards, slipping on flagstones slick with his comrade's blood. I sliced upward and opened him from groin to throat. An undiscernible word echoed through the temple, and the hairs on my neck rankled. Azanadra was casting a spell, and the sorcery of the Majorat is not to be taken lightly. I launched forth at my full speed until my face came within inches of his, twisted with anger and fear, his eyes bulging. My claws flashed, aiming to remove his head in one stroke, but I struck only air. Azanadra's frozen form turned translucent and rose away, deforming in angular pieces. I brought my fist down on the empty lord's altar, splintering it in two. Slathering, I turned and loped toward the nearest surviving human, who was pulling himself along the ground with one arm, clutching his stomach with the other. No, I taught you to be more. I snatched him up from the ground and sank my fangs deep into his neck. Red bled into my vision, and the voice seemed farther and farther away. I closed my eyes and thought back to a time before Gielinor, before my conquests, before words. Drakan! In my first moments, there was only flesh, roiling, ubiquitous. Then there was will. As I wormed my way through the flesh that was not me, movement became easier, and the churning in turn more fierce. Something membranous broke, and my body filled with overwhelming sensation. I know this now to be shrieking, chittering, hissing chaos, but then it was the only sound I knew. The urge to move was subservient to another need, deeper and more primal. I latched onto the nearest flesh that was not my own, pain hard and sharp as fangs burst forth from raw gums for the first time, and I gorged to the sound of strangled mules. I surged forth, filled with blood strength, until I grasped something else, earth, hard, cold, and glorious freedom. I pulled myself from the spawning pit and the squirming bodies of my kin. I stood on trembling legs and stretched my mucus-crusted wings. For the first time, my eyes prized open, and I beheld Vampyrium's blood moon. I raised my head and howled. Gore-drenched and ecstatic, I cast aside the desiccated corpse and drank in my surroundings, every sense screaming with bestial vitality. This was what I was, what I am, gods, Majorat, and men be damned to the abyss. A series of quick breaths and moans came from before me, and my head snapped to the fore. The stunned guard had come too, and he lay frozen with terror, eyes fixed on me. I stalked slowly forth, and his eyes widened, his limbs scrabbling for purchase on the floor. He wailed as I lifted him with one hand, his legs kicking feebly in the air. I drew my claw along the wound on his forehead and licked the blood from it. As I stared into his tear-streaked, bloodied face, I bared my fangs and rasped just one word: run. I set him down, and, after a moment's incredulous pause, he fled the temple, staggering into the night. I reared up and howled. My vyres lurked in the surrounding woods, and soon they would come skittering to heal. The human would taste all the sweeter for his fear and his desperate newfound hope, and there were only a few bolt holes in which Azanadra could be cowering. The hunt was on. Wow. So, I'm not sure, that I understand entirely everything that happened here, but is the suggestion that there is a place that's called Vampyrium, that's another realm or dimension, where the vampires or the virus came from, and then someone brought them, this stranger from afar brought them through into Gielinor? I'm not really sure, and it's like I couldn't tell if Zeros was the one that brought them through, and then now Drakan is being like, turning on Zeros because favoring Zamorak. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Drakan is scary if Azanadra is afraid. Okay. Well, as long as I can find out, then we'll get there. Okay, so I got bounced out, and now I'm back, and I'm wearing the full duds. So I got my, really nice House Drakan stuff on, and we're ready to rock. Okay. It sounded almost like Drakan was, through flashback there, describing his own creation, and he didn't mention in those spawning pools Venescula or Ranus, but I mean, I don't know if that matters. Oh, cool, thank you. Any news? You haven't heard? Fanstrom's dead. No. A rogue Myarchy agent, from what I hear, with weapons from the tree. The rumor is that Drakan has been informed and is furious, especially with Ranus' murder, so fresh in his mind. They say he's put a price on the killer's head and a whole vat of blood for the fire who brings him to him. Really? Yeah, isn't it great? I haven't had this much excitement in years. Alright, and let's talk to... Venescula's being human, or humanish. You can only smuggle the following items into Castle Drakan. Darkmire outfit, House Drakan outfit, medallion, blisterwood weapons, ammo, flail, runes. Okay, fair enough. So let me get to the bank. Do I need the flail if I'm going to use magic? All right. Well, okay. I don't have any melee clothing to go with the flail, but if I have to use it, I've got it. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe this, the Drakan stuff I can just keep on if I need to switch to that. Oh, okay, I can't take my other armor. I was going to, like, pull a switcheroo. Gotcha. Oh, you can't take food? Uh-oh. You're killing me. Aww. Fine. Alright, let me get rid of some stuff then. I probably can't bring in my passage to the abyss. Okay. Alright, that looks better. Let's see. Got runes, medallion, flail. Yeah, that's good. Alright. That's a good point, Mina. 3 gear sets is a bit much, isn't it? We'll just go with this, and I'm looking quite dashing. You know, you rarely get to see me without the cape. Oh, Darkmire outfit, Dracan outfit, Flail runes. What do I... Dracan... Oh, for some reason I have the wrong gloves. Or maybe there's no gloves for the outfit. Alright. Alright, we'll fix this. We'll get to the bottom of this. Don't you worry. Okay. Alright, we're good. Hopefully now I can get in there. Let's see. Let's see if we can make it at this point. Okay, wait. Darkmire outfit, Dracan outfit, Dracan medallion, blisterwood weapons, ammo, flail of Vandus runes. Do you think these rune bolts are no good? They said ammo, but maybe they don't mean that. Okay. Do. Alright. We're getting ready for this. Hey, Chef Smitty. Good evening, my friend. Good to see you. Yeah, I hear that new update for the expedition for No Man's Sky is really cool. What I think is funny, too, about it is, like, on the one hand, it does make sense that you can't sneak in stuff that is, you know, not kosher for Dracan's castle. But it's also funny, they're like, whoa. You can't just bring in those weapons that would have no effect on Lord Dracan. You're only allowed to bring in stuff that would actually kill him. You should probably conceal your weapons. Okay. Fair enough. Conceal it. The other Vyres are on the way. We're ready. I highly doubt that, but we'll proceed nonetheless. Open the gate. Who goes there? Someone who wants you to open the gate. But your retinue, my lady Vanescula, who goes with you? Sentinel, how dare you question your lady and your direct superior? Now open this gate before I have you put in a bloodletting device for insubordination and have your wings clipped. Or perhaps you'd prefer a lower standing? Yes, of course, at once. I apologize, my ladies. Open the gate. This guy's getting fired. I've sent scouts ahead to make sure our arrival goes unseen. Good. I'll fly Sophalon up. Mornid, you take Dr. Incompetent. The Firewatch can fly the rest of the Myarchy up. Fly? No one said anything about flying. Oh, shoot, I forgot to inspect all the Firewatch like you guys said. Venial hurts. Oh, hilarious. Vanescula. All but the lowliest Vyres can fly. The gathering is being held on the roof. Not flying might draw suspicion. Don't tell me you're afraid of heights, Velioff. Oh, you're loving this, aren't you? I'm ready. Deathly Hallows. Hilarious. Take me up. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. The Deathly Hallows. Fire party, try to mingle. Don't arouse suspicion, and don't do anything to give yourself away. While you may be hot stuff on the streets of Darkmire, the Trueborn nobles will take a lot more to win over. Mind what you say. Your previous status in Darkmire counts for nothing at these lofty heights. Try to build up your status with the Trueborn nobles. Oh, okay. Tough crowd here. A vampire noble, indeed. Oh, look at this central pit area. That seems charming. Is there a Sarlacc down below? Hey, Gan. Thanks for subscribing, my friend. Let's take a look at this. Socializing, indeed. Alright. Wow, yeah, look at this. We are way up high. Okay. So this is Darkmire over there. And there's, I guess, Mire Ditch over there. The swamp all around. Yeah, the throne is real scary. Lot of blood up here. This throne is... Look at, like, it's... Alright. I want my throne behind a moat of blood, and then immediately at my right and left, I'd like just a kind of small fountain of blood, so that I might, you know, drink blood at any time, in case I need it. You got it, buddy. You're the boss. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, it is mid-party beverage indeed. There's a werewolf. Lady Nadezhda Shadum. Silly dogs. I don't know why we still put up with them. We should have had them all put down years ago. He's right next to you. If I might inquire, what are you referring to? Oh, one of the werewolves in my pack. I sent him to cross the salve and procure me some exotic foreign blood, but he came back empty-handed, said he was unable to cross. Honestly, I've heard rumor of other wolves crossing, why not him? Maybe these rumors are of special werewolves, or they are just rumors? Nothing but excuses. If he couldn't manage, he should have kept trying until he succeeded or died, and now I have to make an example of him. As a rising star of vampire society, what would you suggest I do with him? Alright. How do you want to punish the werewolf? Alright, we can put it to sleep, leave it alone, have it neutered, hilarious, humiliate it, let me think about it. You know, you're supposed to have all pets spayed and neutered, aren't you? Like, that's just common sense. This guy is not going to be happy about it if I suggest that. Humiliate is also a pretty good one. Dressing down. Put to sleep. I mean, these are like, you know, hilarious dog punishments that are like, you know, probably pretty offensive to the werewolf community to not make a distinction between werewolf and dog. But let's just go humiliate. A nice, clean humiliation. I only joke that it's a dog, but if it fails its master, then yes, I will treat it like one. Now, how best to do it? I could shave its fur off, ooh, and make it wear a cone of shame. Yes, The one with the silver barbs. Boy, they're really going deep into the dog punishment well. We got... Oh my god, they gave him the cone of shame. Neko, what's up, my friend? Thank you so much for the bits. I hope you're doing well also. I mean, this, like... So, I don't know about you guys, but my dog, maybe a year or so ago... Thank you, Kiva. Take care, my friend. Have a good day at work. Oh my gosh, yeah. My dog had one of those, you know, Elizabethan, like, collar things. One of these cones put on after a surgery. And it was hysterical to see, you know, the dog get used to it and, like, you know, not really be bothered by it after a bit. But it didn't have barbs. And we took it off as soon as was necessary, like after a couple of days. This is... look at this guy. He's doing his best. He's like, oh, God. Was this your idea? It was. Oh, it probably is silver. He's like, this is the worst. Ooh, look at that. One barb is right close to his eyeball. At least only my pride is hurt this way. He actually might appreciate this. It could have gone worse. I could have said neutered, you know. Oh, here we go. Pygmalion Mardi Gras. That's sweet. Oh my gosh. They did it. I swear. I did not, like, I didn't read ahead or anything like that, so I didn't know that they were going to be self-aware of their own joke with Ivan Strom. Like, I was just looking at that, and I was like, because I had just seen Vanstrom, I was like, this guy has Vanstrom just in his name, you know, but they went with it. They knew it, and they were like, I Vanstrom. It's hilarious. That's so good. Rage Guard Painfire. That's pretty good. Sounds like a WWF kind of name. Oh, we've got Frightened Peeps over here. Let's see. Lord Alexei Javkai. But they all look so tasty. Which one should I try? What would you suggest? Suggest an hors d'oeuvre? Drink the child. Try the young couple. Try the old man. Taste them all. Oh my god. What a wicked world we operate in here. Let me think about it. Please leave us alone. Take my blood instead of my husband's. He's been through enough. Vile creatures, the lot of you. Oh, I do, Sir Theodore. Go on, try to take my blood. I've still got some fight in me. Uh-oh. Would you like my blood? Mr. Bitey says it's fun. Vampires are my friends. What's wrong with this child? Second generation personal tithe. They're brought up to view us with fondness so as not to resist so much. That's barbaric. I'm inclined to agree. Younger humans always taste so bland, and you can't breed out the fear. Wow. Oh my god, look at this kid. He's got like a little toy. Like a bat toy. He's like, look, it's a Firewatch toy doll that I play with. Oh boy. I don't know if I can get enough favor if I don't do this. Like, punishing a werewolf is one thing, but this is just, you know, unbelievable. Meki Gra. Vertigo von Cephalitis. Kill faux show. That's sweet. Oh, I was wondering about that. I didn't know if I had to wait for somebody to give me that quest, or if I could just shoo the bats as a thing. Go get it. Oh, I could just be Bat Guy. Hey, I'll just do that. I don't want to do the human blood thing. Now we're making serious waves. I like how the other nobles are like, aren't you that charming new noble that shooed those bats away? I am. I think I'm gonna be sick. I don't think vampires get sick. You'd best hold it in. Oh, gods. I don't know how you managed this, Dr. Incompetent. Managed what? Blending in with these monsters. Gaining their respect. It wasn't easy. I had to make some difficult choices. Just remember why we're here. I had to make... You want to talk about difficult choices? I do believe I killed about 30 people at one point. You know, you want to be an up-and-comer in vampire society. You got to make omelets, and you got to break a few eggs. You know, just a few eggs, just 5 or 6 dozen eggs, and by eggs I mean human beings. You know, you got to have an iron constitution to handle this gig, baby. We're gonna get found out. Don't worry and keep your voice down. But how? We're just wearing hoods. We don't even have wings. It worked for me, at least. I'm sure we'll be fine. Yeah, you do gotta... Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, Firefly. Exactly, right? Sometimes you gotta do... Just, you know, you've got to be one of the baddies. Let's see, Veliof's over here. I don't know how you managed to blend in with these fell beasts. Well, you just, you know, when in Rome, as they say, Veliof. Honestly, I'm not sure what to do with it. You're Desmodus Van Von, aren't you? You have a reputation for dealing with this sort of thing. What sort of thing? My personal tithe. She's a scrawny little thing. When I went for my mid-morning snack today, she had the audacity to be unconscious. How should I punish her for such disobedient insolence? Have her killed, get a new one. That's quite the semicolon. Have your snack anyway. Let her recover. Humans are weak. Show mercy. Make her feel better. Yeah, you know. Let her recover. Humans are weak. I suppose I can miss a meal or two, but I'll make sure she knows not to inconvenience me like this in the future. You know, Sir Theodore, I'm pretty sure in Rome they did that. And on the daily, the Colosseum was not a friendly place. Et tu, Desmodus. Alright, we're making... Oh, there's a bat. Let's get it. Bam. They loved me. Deathly Hallows. I think Vanesky, though, likes all of this even less than I do. Does that surprise you? I guess not, though I don't know if it's just that she's not a fan of parties or the anticipation of Lord Dracon's arrival. Don't talk to me. It's unseemly for me to be seen talking to such a lowly Vyre at gatherings like this. But I've raised my bar. Go mingle with the nobles. Try to blend in. My bar is really doing well. Come on. Follow my lady's instructions and try not to raise any suspicions. I'm the only one moving. Is that going to cause anyone to be suspicious? Because I'm strutting around. I don't see an option besides the tithe for getting some rep here. I don't see another bat. And, alright. We'll go with the old man. He's, you know, close to dead anyway. The kid is just terrifying. Try the old man. He looks defiant. What a good selection. That defiance will taste ever so sweet. Okay, you've done enough hobnobbing. I like how telling a vampire to drink the blood of an old man is hobnobbing. Let's have a little chat. Remind me to never do hobnobbing again in my life, ever, after this. The perimeter ones, Sir Theodore, were just regular Firewatch, so I was just, like, assuming only named ones that I could talk to. Human. I suppose that will have to do. Now that you've improved your reputation in polite society, we can... Wait! A surge of power. Do you smell it? It has a familiar scent. Oh. Oh, I don't want to jump in the portal. Oh my god. He's huge. Okay, that face is much scarier than I had anticipated. I am returned. Welcome, Lower Neil. Your absence has been too long. Yes, that much is obvious, as are your failures as a leader. I simply meant that you've been missed, dear brother. I know what you meant, sister. Do not play your games with me. We have much to discuss. Then we should retreat to do so in private. No. What I have to say is for all to hear. I have a decree for the Vampire Nation. We're calling it Hawaiian Shirt Fridays. Every Friday, you are allowed to wear a Hawaiian print button-up short-sleeve shirt. But brother, you must be tired. Surely it can wait. Silence. Your lord is speaking. Vampires of Mauritania, hear me. Too long have I languished in solitude. Too long have I left the Vampire Nation to govern itself and allowed it to fall into this sorry state. In ages past, the stranger from afar led us to this place. His words twisted us to fit his own design. It was his belief that he was uplifting our race with culture and society, but in truth, we were domesticated. Exactly, Sir Theodore. Now, don't get me wrong. He's, um, you know, given recent events, yeah, things for the virus have kind of slid a little bit, but all in all, honestly, it looks like the virus are doing really well. No one is invading Mauritania. They've got complete control over it. They have the only 2 human cities remaining, just basically provide them with blood tithes, and they have, another city of human slaves just working in their mines. It seems okay. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there before, but I don't know. I mean, it looks like they're on the up and up. So, is the stranger from afar Zamorak? I mean, it seems like something in that wheelhouse, but I don't know. I don't know what Lower Neil wants. I mean, maybe Lower Neil is like a big picture guy, and he wanted all of Gielinor to be conquered, or at least, Misthalin and Asgarnia to be part of his kingdom. Okay, I see, right. So they want every piece. He's like, I hear Anachronia rose from the ocean, and you have not yet claimed this dinosaur paradise for blood tithes. Yeah. That's true. We were domesticated, he said. So maybe this is right. So maybe he thinks that this is just like some kind of subordinate role that he's not pleased with. Fear not, my brethren, for I have returned, and I shall lead us back to the promised land. Is he talking about Vampyrium? The blood in the veins of Mauritania is drying up, and I have long since lost my taste for it. It has made you soft. You are farmers now, not hunters. That's true. I totally get where Dracon's coming from here, but, and just hear me out, this is a classical debate of civilization and softness, but generally, most civilizations do transform and evolve from hunter-gatherer societies to agricultural-based societies. That's just usually like the way that it goes. He wants to go back. He's like, hunter-gatherer is the only way. I hate this, convenience of agriculture. And I can understand that. It would definitely toughen you up. Yes, Sir Theodore. See, that's what I thought. And so what I was thinking is, like, the stranger from afar, when I read the story, that's how I took it, was that the stranger from afar led them here. And I thought maybe that meant from an alternate realm, which is Vampyrium, and through the realm into Gielinor in Mauritania, where they took out the celestial beings, which may have been problematic for Zeros, so it was just like a win-win there. Maybe, I don't know. But then it looks like at some point then, if that is the stranger from afar, that they turned their back on the stranger and followed the second in command, Zamorak, when he overthrew Zeros. Humans have become our cattle, no longer our prey. I shall take us all to a land flowing with blood, where we can embrace our vampiric history. Venescula Step forward, now you may speak. Lower Neil, you speak of a promised land. Surely you do not speak of Misthalin, unless you have discovered a way to cross the Salve? No, nor do I care to. We do not need another empire on which to grow fat. I seek to return to our proud heritage. It has taken many years, but I have created a way for us all to return to Vampyrium. Oh, he is talking about that. Vampyrium? So that is where you have been gone all these years. We thought you secluded in your quarters, obsessing over that rock. Or the Stone of Jas? Did he have that? Do I seem a moody vireling to you, sulking in my room? No, that rock showed me the way. Its loss merely oh, okay, so he did lose it to Lucian, or... No. It wasn't to Lucian. The rock was stored away by the Dragonkin, maybe? I don't know. It was protected. It was hidden. So he lost it. Man, that stone is just bad news. Although, didn't Saradomin have the stone for a bit? Wasn't it called Saradomin's, like, eye or something like that? I can't... Or fist or nose or something. This thing gets around. This stone gets around. There you go. Yeah, the Eye of Saradomin. Yeah, Fist of Guthix. Stone of Jas. Same things. So it was something that was used by all of these gods at one point when big decisions needed to be made. Yeah, makes sense. I see, Mina. You've lost touch with your people, brother. I have a better solution to our food shortages, one which does not require us to devolve back into beasts. I care not for your schemes, little sister. Now for how you stand before me in your human guise. Are you so ashamed to be a vampire that you hide it? Or is it to hide your true nature from your human pets? Lower Neil, spare me your lies. Or would you have me believe your weakness played no part in the deaths of Varanus and Vanstrom? You, my sister's personal guard, step forward. Me, my lord? What is your name? Why, it's Desmodus Van Vaughn. Certainly not human, my lord. Would you too deny weakness? Am I truly to believe that mere humans murdered your master? Speak. What caused Vanstrom's death? Vanstrom had grown weak. I mean, number 2 is sweet. I killed him myself, and now I'm going to kill you, except you really scare me, and I don't think that we can actually defeat you, and I'm kind of like recalculating here. Humans obtain blisterwood. What should I want to? What do I want to say? What do I want to say? Vanstrom had grown weak. You speak truth. Weakness sits at the heart of all human-born buyers. Ah, okay. So, Lower Neil is not a human-born buyer. Lower Neil is a Vampyrian spawning pool-born Vire, always Vire. But then if you turn a human into a Vire, I guess that's what Vanstrom was, then, you know, Lower Neil think not as good. But it has also crept into the hearts of trueborns. So these are trueborns, like we've always been the Vyres. When we return to Vampyrium, we shall excise this weakness from our ranks. Now, another thing that is interesting to me, the vampires are in Vampyrium, where quite literally, he seems to be saying that blood flows in like rivers. If you were an entity that needed to consume blood to survive, why would you leave that place where it's so easily acquired versus to come here where you have to get get it secondhand through people or animals and things? But maybe that was what he's talking about, which is Zeros came to Vampyrium, the stranger from afar, to tempt them to leave paradise and go here. I don't know. We shall excise this weakness from our ranks when we return. Brother, why ask us such questions? Of a lowly Vyre, your nobles grow anxious with your decree to return us to Vampyrium. This is our home. Hey, Tape Man, good evening. Okay, thank you, Mina. I mean, because, not to make it analogous, but if you're talking about, a paradise and being spurned from paradise, if I'm going to go Old Testament, biblical, being spurned from paradise was a punishment. And it, in this case, it was like they were there and then some other god came in, maybe sort of like the serpent, and tempted them out. And maybe there was some higher Vampyrium entity within that was upset and then, facilitated the diaspora from Vampyrium into Mauritania, or maybe that there is no, higher being there in Vampyrium, and it was just Zaros, traveling around, telling them about how cool it is to, kill angels in Mauritania. Well, I guess it wasn't called Mauritania then. This is our home. I like this Vyre. He speaks plainly to me. Yep, totally a Vyre. Yep, plain speaker. And what are your thoughts on keeping humans captive? We should set them free. I could not agree with you more. You would set them free? You sound surprised. Humans are not built to live in captivity, and free-range blood tastes so much better. He's like, trust me, we're still going to kill them, we're still going to drink all that blood, but the sport is where it's at, You have made your point, brother. I like how I just gained status with Lord Dracan for my response right there. I didn't even notice that. My little gauge keeps filling up over on the left. Dracan is like, I like this guy. Not yet I haven't, but I shall. Finally, what do you feel about human vampirification? What about human-born Vyres? It should be stopped. Yet again, we are in agreement. You would stop turning humans into Vyres. The creation of your like was a mistake. You are a burden on our resources, and my nobles' reliance on your kind servitude has made them weak. Vampires should be sired by trueborns alone. I would rather die than become someone's broodmare. Then perhaps you shall. I have one final question for you. Desmodus Von. Tell me, do you take me for a fool? My lord, I don't understand. I'm just a, vampire. Totally a vampire. To think that I would not smell the defiance in your blood, that I would not sense the creaking of blisterwood around me, how transparent my sister is to me. Human, choose your next action wisely. Uh-oh. The music changed. This is not going well. What do you want to do? It's pretty sweet. Okay, so what's interesting here is this is actually a real decision. So let me talk through where I'm at with this. In some ways, Drakon is basically saying we're going to stop doing like all the bad things that we don't like because he's going to take the vampires back to Vampyrium, which that would be great. That would be like no more vampires. Now, I don't know if I could trust that. And then Spring the Trap is like we go fight him. But I don't think that Spring the Trap is the right solution here. And let me explain why. Drakon knows this ain't no trap. This ain't a surprise. Even if I have Blisterwood, I read that story, okay? I saw what he did to Azanadra, or almost did. Like, Azanadra, in the story anyway, registered fear and had to use a spell not to fight Drakon, but to run away. I don't think that even all of us would be in a position to defeat Drakon right here, and yet there's some other considerations. If we bail, teleport out, Vaneskula is going to get killed. And, it's kind of a betrayal to her. I don't know how beholden we are, but there is that. Also, we don't really know if Drakon's going to do that or not. So is this really our best chance to defeat this dude? He's standing on that kind of scary, staircase thing. We could maybe open it and then close it really quickly to trap him. But I don't think so. I'm really torn on this. It probably doesn't matter which option that I pick. How am I feeling? I think we bail. I hate to be cowardly, but discretion is the better part of valor. I think if I spring the trap, maybe I survive, but everybody else dies. All of the Myarchy are just dead. I don't think me, Vaneskula, I don't think we make it. Hang up the sickle. No, Myarchy, attack. Oh. Sophalon, wait. He's going for it. Okay, well, we gotta fight, I guess. I can't. Okay. I don't know really what happened right there. I don't think that went very well. Okay, I tried to equip my staff and join in, but that didn't seem to work. Oh, did I... Because I clicked? Was I not supposed to click on stuff? I was just, like, trying to click to join in the fight. Do I need to start it again? Is that even a thing? Okay, I was like... I saw everybody fighting, so I just tried to equip my weapon. Alright. I won't... I just gotta stand there while Safalon goes in. Okay. Hey, buddy, let me in. I'm late for the party. I thought you were already on the grounds. Yeah, continue. Okay. Music's back. All right. So I'm going to go with it again, which is to call the retreat. Hang up the sickle. No, attack. Safalon, wait. All right, they did go in there. And what is this here? You murdered my parents. I've killed many parents, boy. Many children, too. I don't remember them. I won't remember you. Brother, don't. Put him down. Who is he to you, sister? Who is he that I should not just eat him right now? I am Safalon Hollow, son of Queen Afarate and King Acertes. Ha 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 ha. Ah, yes. Now it comes back to me. You smell just like them. But I did not kill your parents, boy. Your father's killer stands amongst your allies. Whoa. And your mother, well, your mother. Don't you dare talk about my mother. I don't believe you. I'll kill you for what you did to them. Kill the traitorous Firewatch. Keep these humans alive, for now, but separate the half-eye scene. So wait a minute, how does that imply that Vanstrom was his father? I thought he said, that the father was among our allies. Vanstrom wasn't our ally. The only thing that I sussed from that, the killer of his father is among the allies. Oh, saying that I killed his father, who was Vanstrom. Okay, I see. And then also, the thing that I picked up was that, is Venescula Queen Efarate turned into a vampire? Or am I going to find out? What is this? Where am I? I'm in this cell here. Okay. This is a nice cell. There's no way I could crawl through the hole without being cut to ribbons. Unless maybe I can bend the sharp teeth. Ow, that hurt. Even vampire doors have a thirst for blood. Whoa. Those are some cool suspension gear items. Anybody in there? Oh my god, this guy made it? I. Vanstrom. Well, I mean, he took his name from an important person. I thought this guy was going to be the first against the wall. Like, I can't believe he made it. You're bleeding. It's these cell doors. They seem to open in exchange for blood. Well, talk to me again when everyone's out, and I'll see if I can help. All right, buddy. I'm getting hurt by the cells. Good job, Lieutenant. Get these cells open. You guys can open them too. You just bend it like I did. I'm getting really hurt here, guys. Dr. Incompetent? Yes, thank you. We only have a certain number of cells. You guys are in there. Yeah, Tape Man, I guess I do. How did we even get here? I was worried we were the only ones left. I like how they're like, okay, give Ivan his own cell. Have you seen Sophalon? No, not yet. What happened? All I remember was that Durkan had him and then flash, everything went white. Alright. Well, that worked out well, didn't it? Is everyone here? We're just missing Sophalon, sir. And Vanescula with her virus, too. I don't care about that harpy. She let us into this mess. She can get herself out of it. We need to think about ourselves. Dr. Incompetent, scout ahead. Be careful. We'll catch up with you. I like here's like, we need to think about ourselves. Okay, Dr. Incompetent, you go out there. We will stay back here safe. You're the scout. Oh, it's another one of these things. The vampire lock. Luckily, I'm pretty good with these. Oh, here's maybe Vanescula's like Firewatch. Okay, so let's do it. Let's stand up and let's see here. What do we got here? What's this ring doing? Oh no! Don't do this to me. No, these are my nightmare. Oh, my bad. Oh, Vertita, yeah. Is Sophalon in one of those cells? Is he okay? I don't know, I haven't seen him yet. Well, that worked out well, didn't it? Is everyone here? We're just missing Sophalon, that's right. Okay. Alright, one. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Now I get it. How dare he do this to his own sister? To be fair, you were trying to have him killed. But to humiliate me in this way, to drain my blood in this archaic fashion, he is too far gone. He would have us all devolve back into uncultured barbarians. So it kind of is like, the knowledge of good and evil in a way. Like, what was the exchange that Zeros promised? Culture? That was the gift? Like, you'll get to be all refined and read poetry and have little pets. Yeah, that's what I figured, Nick, man. I thought it was her Vire watch, and apparently she was in there too. Mornid, how are you? I will be okay, my lady, but my Vires are dead. We must feed to regain our strength. Keep your fangs to yourself, Fire. You let us into this mess. You're not getting our blood, too. Sir, when you still need to find Saphalon. No, where is he? Is he safe? See, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, it could be wrong. Right? I could totally be wrong. I'm just guessing, but even way back earlier in the quest when she kept wanting to meet with him and we said there was something different about him, my earliest guess on Saphalon was that he was just a vampire, and then it was like, no, he's like angel guy. But now with it's just like I suspected that it was going to be like he's a vampire and Vanescula is the mom or something. She's still like, there's still some kind of protectiveness here. It's nice to know you're all worried about me, but I'm okay. Through here. We made it. We were worried about you. What was that back on the roof? When Drakon grabbed me, I thought I was done for. I was so scared, but he just got me so angry, and I wanted so much to kill him that I lost control. Oh, that's right. So he made the blinding flash like he did before, using his magic or whatever. That blast of Icene magic appeared to weaken him, but it must have knocked us all out too. When I came to, I was in here. Praise Saradomin, I thought we'd lost you. I'm okay, old friend. I'd have come looking for you all, but well, I was stuck here. Vanescula and Mordred, are you alright? You both look weakened. We'll live. I hate you seeing me like this, but I haven't the strength to look more human. Are those your allies? Even the vampire? Yes, everyone's okay. Who's that in the oubliette? Found a new friend? She won't say. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Lord Drakon put her in here so long ago that she might as well be nobody. Those are her words, not mine. I've been trying to find a way to get her out. She can escape with us. No, I can't come with you. My prison is deeper than just this hole. Drakon holds a greater sway over me. So long as he lives, I daren't even think of escape. Though yours are the first voices I have heard in too long, I thank you for your company, but it sounds like you must go now. I will pray for your safe return home. We can't just leave you here. You must. Drakon will know if I'm gone, and I fear what he might do. I have faith that your group will find a way to defeat him still. Only then could I escape. If the lady can't leave, we'll take her prayers with our thanks. Drakon's days are numbered. We will come back for you, I swear it by Saradomin. Then I place my faith in your vow. Leaving her behind still doesn't feel right. She does not want to come. You can't save everyone, especially not from themselves. Lead us out, Dr. Incompetent. Alright. This is a scary little jail. Okay. Can't talk to anybody else. I sent most of the Myrkey to scout ahead. You should explore this area. The Vyres think these are the castle cellars, and are looking for something to eat that isn't us. Isn't that a good sign that Venescula's on our side? Not to me. As long as Drakon still lives, she needs us. That doesn't mean I trust her. She did seem genuinely concerned about Safalon. Don't get me started on that one. I don't like how close they seem to be getting. It's not natural. Butchery table? Oh my. What creature even is this? It's unlike anything I've seen before. Me too, though it's quite common in vampire society for the nobles to have access to things us lower Vyres do not. We're all a bit weakened. Some food would do us good, but I don't think we should eat... Ivan, wait! Scoff. What? It's some sort of jerky. Reminds me of Myrkey provisions. It's really good. Try some. It's a human. Oh, and I found this book in here. Might be useful. I'll grab enough food for everyone. Let me know if you ever run out. Alright, this weird-looking dude, he's like, I eat whatever. I just eat it. The atmosphere is something else, Nick Man. Where there's food, there will be blood. I shall find my lady. Right, now catch up with the others. Alright. Oh my god, we got a book called A Taste of Hope. It's a vampire cookbook. Used for chopping meat. Good God. Alright, so we have this book here. A Taste of Hope. Oh wow, look at this. Vampire history. So we heard about House Grazi, but they got wrecked when Drakon poisoned in that story. We talked to Jove Kai, dude, up, and we talked to Shaddam upstairs as well. Incredible. Yeah, these creatures are unreal. They look like, I mean, they have cloven feet, you know? They look like they are, maybe they're cows from the, cow level in Diablo. Well, here we are in the dungeon. We got to meet Lord Drakon. We had a really bad encounter with him. Velioff maybe got us out of here. We don't know what we're about. And we've got a book that we need to go through, as well as this mysterious jerky that we could or could not eat. It says, whatever animal this comes from, it tastes pretty good. It's delicious. It's, this is where Slim Jims originate from. This very room. By just eating one bite of this, you too can become a vampire. So, I'm really enjoying this quest, and Drakon was very impressive. Probably the most formidable person, well, not person, but thing that we've met, one of them so far anyway, and reading the story certainly helped. Yeah, I mean, it's tough because it's like these creatures that are hanging certainly don't look human. But I don't know, what this stuff is. But everyone will have to continue this quest next week because it is indeed my bedtime, and I think this is a pretty reasonable place to stop. We can read the entire book next time as well. I'm loving it, and I want to say, everyone, thank you so much for coming out to the stream tonight, hanging out, and, getting terrified by the Lord of Vampyrium. We will be back tomorrow, and it looks like we'll be playing Red Dead Redemption 2 tomorrow night. It's still ahead in the poll, but things could change with a surge. We will see how that holds up for tomorrow night. Apostic, good night, my friends. Sir Theodore, Mina, Nickman, Tape Man, Alex, Kiva, Neko, Episcocat, Distro, Heathrun, Firefly. I know, Sir Theodore, I know, my friend, but this is a good one. I want to make sure we give it to... I don't want to rush anything. I want to give it the proper time it deserves as we kind of figure out. There's a lot of bombshells dropping in this quest. Take care, everybody.